My M30, wife's F29. Parents live an hour away, and in the weekends, instead of spending time together, she always insists on visiting them, and sometimes staying the weekend. Both of us have hectic weekdays so don't get to spend time together, so the only downtime we have is on the weekends. If we don't have plans to visit, my mill calls my wife on Saturday morning and coaxes her into coming. This means our plan is almost always cancelled. Last week, I was unbelievably frustrated when they asked my wife to stay over for a few weeks, and I found out just a few days before she was leaving. I keep getting calls from my wife asking how I am, what I'm up to, but I just don't care anymore, and don't care if she comes back home, because I know that this will continue to happen. We have had multiple fights over this which always ends with "I thought you were understanding" / "they are all alone" / "they are my parents" / "things are different in my family." I'm not saying my family doesn't miss each other, but we don't have this hollowness that had to be filled each and every second of the day. Help me process this situation. Been married for a couple of years and don't know what to do. TLDR, wife stays every weekend with her parents at the cost of cancelling my plans with her. Feeling helpless. Edit, a little more background. 1. Her parents are healthy and independent. 2. My wife is the youngest of 3. Her brother, his wife and child live with my in-laws and her sister lives outside the country. Don't get her pregnant. You will never see your child. OMG for sure. Usually married people discuss and come to an agreement when one is leaving for a few weeks. Sounds like she planned this with her parents and just let you know as an afterthought. You're being taken advantage of. It's like you're alone in this marriage. It's time for you to make a decision for your future. I'm Mexican and I come from a huge family, so I understand the pressure of having to do everything as a family. My family making small events huge, but I've managed by creating boundaries, because I need my privacy. I need my own life, separate life from the bounds of family traditions. Good luck op. She calls you to find out how you are. Tell her to come home to her husband to find out. At the rate your resentment is building, your marriage will end. You need to set a firm boundary, not an amicable discussion, as she seems to not take you or the marriage seriously. Tell her that she can have one weekend a month with her parents. You might need to remind her of the part of the vows that she swore to stick with you. Yeah, I think I'm being taken advantage of because I'm too nice and don't have a firm boundary set. My nephew was in a situation like this. They lived in a different city to her parents, but she flew home every second weekend to stay with them. They didn't even spend Christmas together. When he was transferred to a city a very long way from her parents, she ended their marriage. It was sad to see her so dependent on her family that she couldn't put her husband first. It sounds like your wife is over-attached to her parents to the point of neglecting her marriage. Sorry to hear this. I hope your nephew is doing better now. Her parents are with each other. They are not all alone. Her family is not different. Her parents spend time with their spouse. It's your family that's different, because your wife does not. It's you that's being left all alone by your wife. Tell her you are tired of always being a second priority and being left alone every weekend, that it may be best if you separate and she moves back to her parents full time. That way you can both starting working on moving on. I keep getting calls from my wife asking how I am, what I'm up to. Does it matter? If I said no, I'm not okay, would you start spending time at home? I thought you were understanding / "they are all alone / "they are my parents / "things are different in my family." I understand that I come dead last in your priorities. Your parents are not all alone, or wouldn't be, if they have any kind of social circle. Things need to be different in our family. What's the point in even being married at this point? Edit to at, her parents have their son, Dill, and granddaughter living with them. They are most definitely not alone. The next you hear they're all alone, tell her that's a load of crap. This is almost verbatim to one of the conversations I've had, but as usual, no effect. You erroneously used wife instead of roommate. Sometimes I feel like I'm the landlord and she just uses my place for the week. Start cutting those phone calls short. I wish you were here. I have to go now. And hang up. If she wants to talk, she can come and do it face to face, but those phone calls ain't bringing nothing but trouble. Go talk to a lawyer just to see what your options are. Maybe get a feel for what your prospects would be in a separation. Then mention that **** when you talk to her. Don't throw it in her face. Don't make a big dramatic reveal. Just let slip that your attorney thinks whatever, as though you were telling her that a package arrived. Her reaction will let you know what's up. Or pick up and be like, sorry, I'm busy, can't call RN. I thought you were understanding. Yeah, your understanding is you thought you had a wife, but she thinks she's only your girlfriend. Your mill will become the agent for your girlfriend's pain once you decide the relationship is over. This is unbelievable. Are the parents the only ones being visited? At least the process server will know where to serve her. You deserve better. This. Oh please no, you do deserve better, and this isn't normal. I had an ex who got super pissed because I crashed on my best friend's couch. Also female, no funny business, and he knew that. After I drank too much and couldn't drive home. He said people in a relationship spend their nights together. I mean, that's an entirely different issue. I couldn't drive, but my point is it's really not normal for couples, let alone ***** couples, to spend that much time apart. You need to talk to your wife. You need to tell her that it isn't right for her to leave every weekend. She may need therapy to get help with dealing with her mom. Wife needs to learn to say no. Hubby and I have plans this weekend. Parents are only 1 hour away. A day trip for a few hours is enough time. Take her for a weekend somewhere else. Geez, there's no way I would have put up with this for this long. The way I see it, your options are to explicitly tell her you don't want a weekday wife anymore, and if she wants to stay married she needs to only visit her parents once a month, or whatever. Marriage counseling. Maybe you can figure it out there. Decide you're done, she's not changing, and talk to a divorce lawyer. Do you plan on doing things together on the weekends? Honestly, it's time to draw a firm line in the sand. Tell her there's no point in being married if she spends all her free time and your weekends with her parents instead of spending time with her spouse. If she's still there now, stop answering her calls. If she texts, just respond that if she's interested in how you are and what you're doing, then she needs to be spending her free time with you. Tell her that she needs to cut it way down and be present in your marriage. That means 1 weekend a month maximum with parents. If she's not okay with it, just go to a divorce attorney. This isn't much of marriage. If you're busy enough during the week that you don't get much time together, then she runs off on the weekends to be with her parents. I couldn't stay married in this situation. Yeah, what the F*** is the point for this dude to stay? They are all alone. Honey, I'm all alone because you keep abandoning me to go be with your parents. The time to be polite has passed. Your wife hasn't transitioned from being a dependent. It won't have helped that she didn't live away from home before you got married. She's being very unreasonable. Yes, some families like to spend every waking hour together, and if you were happy to be at your in-laws every weekend, it would be okay. But quite understandably you don't, and so it's not okay. In any case, I kind of guess that she likes to go back to her parents' house alone because she can revert back to being a kid. Her mum cooking, no household tasks like cleaning and shopping, sleeping in her childhood bedroom. I think you'll have to be very blunt and direct with both your wife and her family. You got married so you can start an independent life as a couple, and that's impossible if you never have a day off together. Your wife needs to make a choice. You can't force her, but she has to understand that you are very unhappy and that you can make your own decisions about what this means for your life together. Wife, I can't live anymore like this where our plans are cancelled every weekend. I'm trying to build a family with you, not your parents. I understand that you want to visit them. I'm happy for you visiting them a couple of Saturdays or Sundays a month. But if we have to cancel another planned activity, I will have to file for divorce. If you can't accept this, we should also divorce. Well said. Well, she said her perspective. This isn't going to stop, and resentment is obviously building. I know this is just a small snippet of your marriage, So ask yourself, how is everything else? Evaluate the standing of your relationship. It would be inappropriate to just say divorce her based only on what you've written here. Other than that, start up a hobby and stop making plans with her. She's just gonna flake on them. Don't treat it as getting back at her. The point is to have your own plans for your own mental health. If she wants to make plans, make them, but have a backup. It will hurt less. Just trying to slow the build up of resentment. It's not gonna stop. Thanks for your comment. This has been going on since we got married, circa 2 years ago. My wife and I used to live very close to her parents, and so we used to visit on Saturdays and then have the Sundays to ourselves. But ever since we moved an hour away from them a few months ago, this has been the situation. The answer to a child that doesn't know how to be on their own, or parents who refuse to let their kids be on their own, is distance. And an hour clearly isn't enough. Trust me, distance is the only thing that will cut the cord. Happens a lot. You need to put your foot down in the relationship regarding this matter. Don't try to make her realize her mistakes on her own, because that likely won't happen. You need to sit her down and communicate to her that this has to stop, or there will be repercussions. And you need to be willing to follow through with those repercussions. Or if you want to go the petty route, you can always do the same as your wife and bail last minute whenever she makes plans for you guys to do something together. That way you are giving her a taste of her own medicine. Maybe that way she could potentially realize her mistake on her own without you having to communicate verbally to her, since you'd be communicating via your actions. They sound super enmeshed. When you get married, that person becomes your immediate family, and your parents and siblings etc. become extended family. If she can't respect that and draw boundaries with her family, I don't see how that is going to work for you.